Hey, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to a brand new day. This is the Rundown with Ramon show. Glad you're here live streaming on Instagram. I keep saying Instagram because LinkedIn starts with IN. See how my brain works? Garlic, ginger. My brain's kind of like that. But LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, X, and of course, our live studio audience, which I love, our live studio audience here at Breakfast with the Champions BWC on the Clubhouse app. So whether you're hearing my voice, a multiple stream of ways, I'm glad you're here today on a brand new show. Rundown with Ramon show. Again, live streaming, making sure all my audio settings are good. They look good, and we have a good show for you today. We're going to talk really about the power of self-promotion, how to self-promote yourself without being a jerk. We're going to touch on that today and more. So sit back, relax, get ready to be engaged, get ready for your questions and comments. And Marla Michelle is first on the Facebook streaming. So I appreciate you, Marla. Glad to have you here. Love the work that you and Donald and others are doing. So appreciate you so much for being a part of the Rundown with Ramon show on video. And of course, many others in our BWC community are here commenting in the app. Trellis is here. Linnell, you are so welcome, and more as we get ready to start a brand new show today. And this show is brought to you by a few friends of ours. We have Bitdefender. Really, you hear me beating this drum. Being secure is so important. All it takes is one click to be insecure, one website visit to be insecure, one click, one app download, one document, one PDF that a hacker slipped through to you, and woo, your data can be gone, your data can be locked. So big thanks to our friends at Bitdefender, bitdefender.com/Ramon, bitdefender.com/Ramon. We got a brand new campaign launching in a few weeks. It's going to be a big campaign we're launching, and I'm getting y'all ready for that, encouraging you all to be more secure with Bitdefender. Also, I'm excited. Me and Chris Cushing were just chatting about the growth of Genius Talks Mastermind. We had our 5th Genius Talks Mastermind in New York City yesterday. It was absolutely amazing. Pages and pages of notes that we have, and we're coming to a city near you, San Antonio, Daytona, and more. So definitely, if you want to be at a Genius Talks Mastermind, just go to geniustalksmastermind.com, sign up, look it up, or if you want to host one, if you want to host a Genius Talks Mastermind, that's really where it's amazing. If you have a network, you're a business expert, a coach, a law firm, an accounting firm, or any type of expert like that, and you're like, you know what? I'd love to bring Ramon and Genius Talks Mastermind to my city. Let me know. Email me is the best way, ramon@ramonray.com, ramon@ramonray.com, and/or email chris@ramonray.com. Thank you for that. Robert told me there's maybe a link issue with Bitdefender. I will check that, Robert Kennedy. Thank you so much. And Robert Kennedy, RK3 is here. Appreciate you, Robert, being here today. Those who want to work with me say, Ramon, I didn't even know you were a business coach. Well, now you know. If you want to work with me and have me help you on podcasting, sales, and marketing, and books, and mindset, should you hire your first virtual assistant or not, all those kind of things to get you over 100,000, get you over 250,000, get you to where you want to be in business, hit me up, Ramon Office Hours, RamonOfficeHours.com. I'd love to help you and pour into you. Malika Starr, thank you for validating Genius Talks Mastermind. You've been to a few. Appreciate you, Malika Starr, for showing up. Appreciate you being there. Again, Patty, thanks so much for being here on the X side. My ex-sister Grace, and greetings from New York and more. Glad you're all here today. Let's get this show started. Well, it's already started, but we're going to begin with the Rundown with Ramon show. I mean, I went to Canva and I did this little do thing. So you know what? We're going to play it. Here we go. All right, we're back to the Rundown with Ramon show. Glad you're here today. And again, Clubhouse, we're streaming there as well. We got our live studio audience. If you want to come up and ask some questions and chit-chat and talk to me, just raise your hand and our hosts will bring you up. Our moderators, as it were, will bring you up. And Derek, put that in the chat, Derek, on the Clubhouse side so people don't think I'm playing around. Derek got a 25,000, no, was it 25,000? Or 250, 25 million. Can't remember. But he got a $25 gift card from Amazon.com. I sent that to him, Derek, just a few hours ago via email because he's participating in BWC Daily. So every Monday morning, somebody's going to win something. What it will be, I don't know. But we will figure it out for the next few weeks. I want to increase that engagement, increase that stickiness and use of BWC Daily. You want to go there, again, a show host said something you like, comment. Give a like, give a upvote, ask a question, and make that headline juicy. Make it something, a question, a prompt. That's what you want to do to maximize bwcdaily.com. We'll see who wins next Monday. Let's jump into it. The prompt of the day today. And the prompt of the day today is really focused on one thing and one thing alone, and it's on the power of self-promotion. Self-promotion is so important. But before we do that, I do want to mention two headlines. Again, I take some of the headlines that are happening in the big industries, billionaire, millionaire class, as it were, and I distill that into the rundown with Ramon, what we can learn from that Alexandra Nicole, what we can learn from that Bella Linda Rigby, glad you're here, what we can learn from those things. So first headline of the day, ding, 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 and I just saw this just a few minutes ago. But it said that Walmart, in biggest deal in 2 years, buys an advertising technology firm. Now, you may be thinking, why would Walmart, that specializes in having the cheapest pickles, the cheapest bread, and the cheapest mangoes, and the cheapest socks in the world, why in the world, Tony Schmidt, glad you're here, why would Walmart pay $1.4 billion for Vibeco? This is because Walmart has started out being the best place in the world to buy cheap stuff. This is how Walmart started. Of course, Amazon came in and they became the biggest place in the world to buy cheap stuff. This is Walmart and Amazon, what they do. Their main thing, you go to Walmart and get cheap. Out of it's cheap, but you get what I mean, stuff. This is what you do. They're kind of the modern day Sears. We know this. Walmart is expanding now. They expanded then and they had a huge push into e-commerce, which was catalyzed by Amazon, a catalyst rather by Amazon, right? So they grew into that. Now Walmart is realizing they still want to reach gazillions of people as Amazon is doing. So they bought an advertising tech company because it's no longer just ABC, CBS, and Fox, and etc. Millions and millions of people are buying connected TVs, Samsung and other devices, which have apps on them, how to reach those people. And Amazon said, we want to be in that game as well so we can steer people to our own stuff and make money from the advertising. Now, you may be saying, Ramon, what the heck does that have to do with BWC? What does it have to do with me? I'm Leslie. I'm running a coaching business. I'm Maria. I'm running a multi-million-dollar real estate company. I'm Christina doing 45 push-ups in 6 seconds, running IYMS. I'm Bella. I'm Ramona. I'm Leslie. I'm Trellis. I'm Derek, who won a $25 Amazon gift card. What in the world does Walmart, this trillion-dollar company, have anything to do with me, this billion-dollar advertising company? Well, let me break it down to the next level. As you'll know, I'm a regular person just like y'all, struggling in the streets here, trying to build my business, trying to serve people doing what I do. I have an event business that I run called Genius Talks Mastermind. Genius Talks Mastermind. We've only done our fifth, we've done, take it where you want, our fifth event. And we have a system. It's working. We've got something there because people are coming, people are signing up, people are getting businesses built in it, meaning they're working together and people are being transformed. This is a fact. So now we're thinking, what's next? How do we evolve this more and serve? How do we feed the people? How do we serve our audience, serve the community even more? Well, maybe we can partner with local hosts in local cities and even do this better and better and take it to the next level. This is where we're at. So my point being, taking it down to the next level, Tanya, watching on Facebook, the next level is this. What about you? Now, you can't rush and do things. I do things, as my wife keeps telling me, things should be done in baby steps. Things should be done a step at a time. Don't be too unfocused like Ramon Ray. Maybe I rush and do things too much. That may be the case. But the principle I'm making to all of us here today, and again, I don't know exactly what everybody does, but when I call some names, these are names of people who I kind of get to know or kind of can see their profiles. You know, you take a look at someone like I'm making it up here. Let's say it's Tanya, who always has amazing shares, author, speaker, traveler, overall lover of people, it says here, military veteran. Let's say Tanya, that she's a coach and helping, let's say, women entrepreneurs who retired live better lives. Tanya's doing that. But maybe she sees over and over again that people keep asking about writing their book. People keep asking about writing their legacy. Now my question of the day comes to Tanya. Tanya, what's next? What more could you do, Tanya, if you chose to do so? You may want to partner with Malika Starr. You may want to partner with Portia Mystique. You may want to partner with others in our community who do books. It says Malika Starr is here. I'll just say Malika Starr. You may want to partner with her and say, hey, now I can extend this because I already have a clientele of people who I'm transforming their lives through my coaching. Let me now extend this and help them do books. And maybe you don't have to do it yourself because somebody else has already done the system. That would be Malika Starr. And you partner with her. And now you get some money from people doing books. You get to make a bigger impact. And you can extend what you're doing, Tanya, as an example only, working with somebody else you trust. This is what Walmart's doing. This is what Uber's doing. This is what Marriott Hotel's doing. Why can't we? So as I see Genius Talks Mastermind growing, and as I see we're on our fifth, the next one will be our sixth one, I'm thinking, okay, I've done this. I've produced this with the huge, huge help of Chris Cushing, who's put the operational systems in place. We're talking about this all day long. Now, what's next? What's next? I have a conversation happening with somebody said, Ramon, you should videotape this. I'm like, I got it. It's a good idea, but let's wait on that. Let's wait. It's a good idea. A lot of good ideas, but what's to do a step at a time? But my point is, are you thinking of how to extend what you've already done well? When I think of Breakfast with Champions, I'm doing my best not to play checkers. I'm doing my best to play chess with BWC. And many of the hosts don't even know it. And that's good. As I push our hosts to do better and better and better and better shows, as I push that, this means it's already forcing them to do better and better and better shows. Maybe this can be a podcast on some other platform. Maybe this can be saved and used somewhere else. Maybe. Maybe just because Maria Lynn's doing a better show, maybe because Pastor Jeff's doing a better show, maybe because Patty's doing a better show, maybe, just maybe Health is doing a better show, maybe the networks I have, I can place these hosts on other live stages. Maybe, just maybe I can put together a BWC, a Breakfast of the Champions TEDx, and imagine the hosts who've done better shows can say, wow, I did my first TEDx talk and it was easy, all because I did better. Maybe, just maybe. Maybe just maybe I'm going to my next event with thousands and thousands of people. They say, Ramon, we have some panels to fill up. We don't have anybody to do it. Who am I going to think of first? I already know people who are good speakers, and I know people who are bad speakers. But I know people who are good speakers because I hear them every day. So I want you to ask yourself and challenge yourself, what's next? What's more? What could you be bolting on to? What could you add to? Boar's Head Meat. They're in delis. Different example, but they're extending their brand, especially once you have something good that's happening. Your brand is good. It means something. How can you extend it? How can you extend your brand? I'm testing this in a small way, even me as a speaker. I don't just say I'm a speaker. There's a lot of speakers who are a dime a dozen. I don't want to be with them. That's child's play. I want the brand to know if Ramon is on the stage, that means the next 3 days we know are going to be freaking fire. Not saying it from arrogance. I'm saying it to show you how I'm trying to build my business and what I'm trying to do. And each one of you have that opportunity as well to do it. Malika gets it. I see that 100. Trellis gets it. I see that. Trellis gets it. I see that 100. Health says, this is yummy, Ramon. Come on now. I see y'all are understanding. Y'all are picking up what I'm putting down. I'm doing my best to feed the people. Greg Becker saying here on YouTube, love this. Greg Becker says, I grew a business years ago by collaborating with somebody else. I know it's hard to see in the lower third there, so I need to fix that, kind of how that shows up. White on white doesn't work. Thank you, Pastor Jeff said, this is fire. Bella Linda Rigby on Facebook is saying very simply, said it better than I can say it. She says, yes, Ramon Ray, collaboration is the new currency. Let me take away my lower thirds, click on graphics, click on hide. And so when I show these, it comes out better on the live video. But this is the game we're playing, everybody, and we have a choice how we play this game. This is how we're playing it. Tanya here on Facebook says, I agree with you, Ramon. And if you didn't agree with me, well, I'd probably block you. I'm just messing with you, Tanya. Marla says, yes, I needed to hear this. We need to think of it again. Full disclosure, you have to build what you're doing first. Get that solid, get that well, get the systems built. Don't rush too fast. But I can say just as an example, I'm throwing a lot against the wall here, trying to do a lot of things. But as I build Genius Talks Mastermind, as I build this platform, we're on our fifth one already. I know it works. We have a system. 2 days before, Chris Cushing sends me some creative. Boom, that gets printed. It's a system. It's not perfect. We're getting it better and better, but it's a system. It is ready to scale. We know exactly what happens. Name tents in front of people. Name tags on people's chest. Name tents, name cards, whatever you call it. And everybody gets a LinkedIn attendee sheet. At Genius Talks Mastermind. It's a system, not complicated. Food comes in, boom, Chris takes care of that. We even have a vendor, you just hit a few buttons, boom, boom, boom. I bet even she can save it and do it and hand it off to somebody else in the future. It's a system. We're learning what works. We're even down to this learning, do people like parfait, yogurt parfait, which is gross and nasty, but people like it, and or other things. We're fine-tuning that. And now, once we get that, now we have the right to bolt on other things. My challenge for you, Linnell, my challenge for you, Tanya, my challenge for you, Marla, my challenge for all listening to my voice. If I can do it, Just a boy who's raised for a bit in Brooklyn, a boy from the Midwest, not the sharpest, not the smartest guy in the world in the room. Trust me on that. Never was the sharpest crayon. But if I can do this, y'all can do this. Walmart's doing it, Uber's doing it, the billion-dollar brands, we can do it too. I ain't gonna block you, Linnell. Let's go, people. This is how it is. This is the choice we get to make. What's up, Star Tina? Hey everybody, my name is Ramon Ray. This is the Rundown with Ramon show. Glad you're here, live streaming on LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, X, and more. I'm going to turn it to the BWC audience in a second here. Want to remind you all, big thanks to our friends at Bitdefender. You can check us out at bitdefender.com, bitdefender.com. Just go to bitdefender.com. Thanks, Robert. Let me know the kind of a link miss thing there. We could be changing some things, getting ready for our new campaign. So thank you for that. Appreciate that. Bitdefender.com. Check them out. We want you to be more secure. Just do me a favor. Do yourself a favor. Go to bitdefender.com. Hearing the sound of my voice, you're like, you know, what in the world is Genius Talks? I've heard about this over and over and over again. Check it out. Genius Talks Mastermind.com. 20 seats, 20 people. One of the seats could be yours. Attend it. We're coming to a city near you. Or you may say, Ramon, I want to host Genius Talks in my city. I want to host it. Let me know. We got people, got a line of people want to host it. That's coming. We're coming to Boston probably, coming to Nashville probably. We'll see. We're exploring that. And then those who want to work with me in my office hours, join me in office hours. It's free for a month, free for 30 days. You can't lose, everybody. Check it out, Ramon Office Hours, RamonOfficeHours.com. My name is Ramon Ray. On the BWC side, do me a favor, because I'm not looking down. I can't see mics unmiked. Just say your name if you wish. Unmiked, say your name. Not even, hey, Ramon. Just say your name. Sounds weird, but it's the most effective way to break through clutter. Say your own name. I'll hear you, and we'll start. One or two people want to talk about this aspect of whatever I share today. Let's see what the live audience wants to do. And if not, that's great too. All right.
This is Trellis.
Hey, Trellis, the mic is yours. Good morning. Good to hear your voice.
Good morning. I
And
love
Trellis, just
this.
pull your mic a little closer to your mouth. It could be already, it could be me, but just so you know, go ahead.
I absolutely love this topic. And when you're talking about self promotion, because when you know who you are, more importantly, whose you are, and you're in alignment and moving in purpose, with purpose, for purpose, on purpose, it is not arrogance. I
Mm.
walk in confidence. And so I have the kingdom receipts to back it up because when you understand that God didn't gift you or anoint you for just no reason, I was gifted the might not to be loud, but to be effective. And that is what counts, what you do for the kingdom to impact the lives and transform the lives of others. And when you know that you are chosen, such as I describe one of the words that I know I am, there's no competition. And every time you touch the mic, you're going to shut it down. And I have been told I am the closer because no one wants to come after me. And I'm not saying that in arrogance, I'm saying that because I'm confident, and I'll yield.
You know, Trellis, it's funny you said that. I had a similar thing. And again, Trellis and I are talking to help others. But since you opened the door, Trellis, I was somewhere before, and a buddy of mine, you got people real close to you, and a few of us speakers are there, and nobody knew me, and it's okay. I don't, I'm just there to serve. And they were thinking of the order of the line. My buddy whispered to the host. He said, don't put Ramon in the middle. You need to put him last. I'm warning you. And I didn't. I just sat. I was going to be told to do. Trellis, they put me in the middle. They put me in the middle. I'm just being me, Trellis. Literally, I ended. The host of the event said, "We're going to stop right now. People can come to the front." They had to change the whole agenda because the energy of the room shifted so much. But the host didn't know. He thought I was just going to come, blah, 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 blah. But literally, we almost went to church in that venue. About 300 people were in there, 300 people. So to your point, Trellis, I get it. Everybody has a certain way they show up. And me, if I'm just in the middle, the event may be skewed. I need to close or open oftentimes. But Trellis, one thing I have an issue with what you said, Trellis. This is the Rundown with Ramon show. This is not church. You brought church to the platform. What do I do, Trellis? You want me to rename this the Rundown with Ramon Church? I mean, that's not the name of the show, Trellis. What you trying to do to my show?
No, it is who I am
Let's
unapologetically,
go.
like it and love it.
Thank you,
Period.
Trellis, for being here. I appreciate you. Who's next on the live
Yes. Good morning,
BWC
Ramon.
stage?
This is Tina really
Tina,
quick.
the mic is
I
yours. Take your
wanted to
time.
Yes, I wanted to tap into what you were talking about in regards to collaboration.
Mm.
I've always loved collaboration, but this weekend, oh baby, it was like priceless, Ramon. You know I do fitness. I
Mm-hmm.
do fitness
Mm-hmm.
classes, and I've expanded to having more faith-based music. So
Mm.
Juneteenth happened, there was a huge event at Raymond James Stadium, thousands of people.
Mm-hmm.
And last year I saw a fitness person up there, just one person on stage doing some exercise, and I was like, girl, you need to be up there. You need to be doing your thing. But what I did is I collaborated with five other women that were faith
Mm.
based women that were fitness people. We got up there. We had a mash up mix of like 10 different faith based songs. Bang it, pump it, boom, boom, boom. It was phenomenal. So that's the
Mm.
power of collaboration. And we're working together to put together an event for women, faith based women
Mm-hmm.
that want to be together because it's hard to find those sort of things. So I agree with you. Collaboration is the new currency. That's it.
I love that. Listen, stars, I love that. And you're right. And when you collaborate, it's things like this. We'll leave the mic open for one more person before I go on with the show. We got plenty of time. But I think what I find, stars, thank you, even on press and public relations, things like this, I can say, hey, I'm Ramon, I do it, things like this. But at times, stars, Tina, I found out when I say, hey, I'm Ramon Ray, an author. There's also Pastor Jeff, who's an author. And, my girl, stars, Tina, she's an author and focused on health. It's kind of a package. It makes me look better that I can bring other people in. And not every situation, but there's some situation where it's like, oh, it's not just Ramon. Ramon's a Rolodex of insights. We can hit Ramon all day because there's people he can bring to the platform. What do you think, Sartina? Talk to me about that.
Totally agree. It's a package deal. It's like, ooh, I'm not just getting finances, I'm getting fitness, I'm getting motivation, I'm getting, all the things. So it makes you even better. Love
Correct.
it.
I love that. I think that was Maria. Maria, was that you?
Yes,
What's
it
up, Maria? Talk to
was.
the people. Talk to me. Take the mic.
So I'm a real estate broker on Long Island,
Mm-hmm.
right? But and what I do bring to the table is also my teacher experience. So when you're talking about self promotion, what was resonating with me in, hey, where did it start? Where it wasn't okay to like me,
Mm-hmm.
which is what I did, right? The second time, because you didn't hear me when I humbly said Maria Lynn, right? Because I wasn't self promoting, self advocating, right? So self promoting, self advocating, right? Are they the same? I think so, because we were taught in school, raise your hand, wait to be called on.
Right. Right.
Right. So self promoting what you knew, that you knew the answer, right? Before the teacher picked on someone whose hand was not up, just to wake them up, just saying. So the raising the hand, the self promotion of raising your hand to give the answer to the classroom, to to show your skills,
Mm-hmm.
to show up, right, in the present, in the lesson, right, that kind of was like a little bit muffled, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we kind of learned, don't call out, don't say your name, raise your hand, wait.
Right.
So you're just waking something up inside of me. This has been a wake up moment for Maria this day. It's been a
Mm.
powerful day on Breakfast with Champions for me.
Come on now.
And we have to really think about how we've been kind of like conditioned to not self promote, to not show our skills or voice our skills or call out our skills, because otherwise our parents would get called.
That's right. Yeah. Maria, and you say a great point. Stay with me here for a minute, Maria. I like this because I must say there are times to wait in line. There are times to give to others. For example, even in BWC, at some seasons, some periods of time, I may talk quite a bit depending on the host. I may josh at them back and forth, but I'm also very cognizant. I will keep the mic unmuted, wait so I can be first to make my comment. Hacks like that. But there's many times, Maria, where I will intentionally, I've talked 2 times now. Let me pause for 20 minutes, whatever it is, or not talk for the rest of the day to give others time if they wish, but many won't want to do it. So, Maria, I think there's a balance in that. And to your point, Maria, definitely I've learned. I've been the one, especially when I'm desperate, inside desperate, Maria, and you'll know what I mean in a good way. Like, I got to make money. I got to make an impact. It's South by Southwest. They said there's only time for 3 questions. I have a choice. I can sit and wait until they say, now there's Q&A. Maria, I see the Q&A mic in the middle of the room. What the heck is the Q&A mic for? It's to start a queue. I will go stand at the mic before the person's finished. I will look embarrassed. I'll stand there before they ask for Q&A. But Maria, guess what happens? Ramon gets his question in with Becky and Pookie and Jeremy and Jaquan. They back there all polite, and I didn't get time to ask my questions. No, you didn't take the time. You didn't make the opportunity. You were too shy and polite, waiting to be called. Therefore, you missed out. And sometime, Maria, we need to wait to be called. I get it. There's decorum for sure. But Maria, I want to echo that, because for me, in a small way, that's been kind of the game changer of my networking. You see the red rope. You know Gary Vaynerchuk's going to come behind the red rope and ask questions. Why are you still waiting? Okay, everyone, we're ready, like little school children. No, I'm at the red rope already for an hour before called, because I know the game. I know the game. Maria, talk to me.
Well, yeah. So it looks we're worried about how we look, right? You look silly standing in front of a mic. No one even said you can use it, but we know, right? The light's red, we stop. That's what I did. I knew it was coming because it's yellow, right? I know what's next, right? So when it's all within your own head. Like, how does it look? How does it look that I'm standing here? Do I look silly? And when we're worried about how we look rather than how we show up, right? That does prevent our growth. It slows down our growth, I should say. It doesn't prevent it, but it slows it.
Yeah, no, Maria, I appreciate that. We're going to move on. We definitely have a lot of time.
Ramon?
Hey, please go ahead. I think that may have been Pastor Jeff. Please, mic's yours.
Is Pastor Jeff.
Yes, sir.
Since Trellis took us to church, I think we ought to open up the confession section for those, as we're talking about collaboration on the good side of it, and tooting your own horn because it's the squeaky wheel that gets the attention. Look, Ramon, some folks think collaboration is extortation.
True.
I mean, they just want to exploit you. They don't really want to collaborate, but they come under the auspices of you and I can collaborate, and they just want to use it. Ramon, take that and run with it.
Yeah. No, Pastor Jeff, you are so right with that. And I think that goes with trust. That goes with people. That goes back, Pastor Jeff, I think not being afraid. You do it the first time and have minimal risk. Make sure you don't lose money, things like this. But you're right, Pastor Jeff. There's people, or I must say, Pastor Jeff, sometimes mistakes are made. I've been there, like me and Pastor Jeff agree on something, and I forgot to send the email blast out. I forgot, so there's that. But Pastor Jeff, you're right. And the bigger sense, what you're getting at, some people are just grimy, low margin, moronic, suckers, low class, thieving, conniving, sniveling, idiotic, horrible people. I can't think of another way to call them. And we should run from those people. Pastor Jeff, love it, love it, love it. Marla Michelle, love what you put here on Facebook. It may not show up so well on the video when I show it here, but I think it was interesting. I love it. I spoke up, shared with another CEO how I serve formerly incarcerated mothers. She said, I'm all in the major countries. Let's work together. And now they're playing a huge community event. Playing a huge community event. So my point is, everybody, Marla's saying this, and I know y'all getting it. Collaboration, working together, 1 + 1 = 3 all day long. This is what I'm about all day long. And again, especially as you build trust. In here, we have events like Creative Con. We have IYMS, other things that other people are doing as you get to know people. Work together with people you trust. Work together with people you trust. Love what Tanya's saying on the Facebook side. She says here, when you succeed, we all succeed as long as we're working together, accomplishing a mission. I think BWC, Breakfast of Champions, this community that we're looking in, again, my video audience, those who don't know, I encourage you, go to bwcdaily.com, bwcdaily.com, join the community. It's free. And there's an app called Clubhouse, an audio-only app started in about 2020, which millions of people have come across. And there's a community of us called Breakfast of Champions, our live studio, live podcast audience. We have live programming starting at 4 a.m. and what we call our main stage starting at 5 a.m., programming 7 days a week, much of it by Breakfast of Champions and much of it by other hosts who have other rooms. Patty has a room, TM has a room, and other rooms people do all over the place. So here's where we're at, everybody. My name is Ramon Ray. Welcome to a brand new day. Let me dive into some tips and thoughts on this aspect of self-promotion and what it means. I want to do one more thing talking about something I do at my church. Another thing you were saying, Maria, testimony time. We know when testimony time is. We know how the pastor's cadence is. We know what happens. Do you know that before he finishes the call for testimonies, if I want to share testimony, Maria, I'm often at the mic? Meaning I don't do it often, but when I want to do it, I'm at the mic. So that's the kind of thing. You got people coming up, Sister Mary, saying the same thing. Hey, the pastor didn't give me a chance. I've been trying to give a testimony for 7 years. I didn't get a chance. Please sit yourself down, I say in myself. You've had a chance. You just were waiting. You were embarrassed. You were waiting for people to stop clapping. You waited till the person sat in their seat when they finished, and you should have been moving as you heard the cadence of your voice begin to end. This is playing chess, not checkers. If you want to move in a different position in life, sometimes you have to do things that are a bit uncomfortable if you want to be first in line, because we are feeding the people. If you get fed, that's really up to you. Everybody, my name is Ramon Ray. This is The Rundown with Ramon, diving into a few key points I want to touch on the power of self-promotion without being a jerk. How can you be a self-promotion machine and not be a jerk? I have some notes here. Before I even get to my notes, this is something that I do quite a bit. Yesterday, you all may have seen, I put a little graphic up, a little image up saying, Ramon's in Hyderabad, India in September. I telegraphed that. I put that up. I've been rejected for things before, and I've even put Ramon was rejected for speaking at Inbound or South by Southwest. That's a little extreme. But if you're not self-promoting yourself, I think you're missing out a key way of building your personal brand. I'm the author of Celebrity CEO, written 5 books. And one of the powers of being the celebrity CEO is the art of self-promotion. And oftentimes it gets a bad reputation, I think, because people confuse it with arrogance. People confuse self-promotion with arrogance, and those are two different things. I think Patty should say, hey, I'm happy to announce I'll be on the Today Show talking about grief. I think it's important that Linnell should say, hey, everybody, celebrate with me. I was in this magazine. That's a good thing. I think it's good that Health should put a little image together if she was quoted in Forbes and put Forbes and her like a cover thingamajiggy, you know? That's a good thing. That's not arrogance. That's part of marketing. And also here, let me be very clear, that's part of letting the people know what you're doing, because people want to work with winners. That's number one. Also, you have a solution to the needs that people have. Chris Cushing, being an operations manager, helping amazing entrepreneurs like me grow their businesses. Shame on her if she's not telegraphing that, if she's not saying a win, if she's, hey, me and my client, we did this. If she can't say it, if the client allows. You get what I mean? Shame on her. Shame on Christina if Christina doesn't say, hey, I transformed the lives of 550 kids last year through IYMS. This is what we did. Thank you for your help. Shame on her if she doesn't quote unquote, promote that so we can know what she's doing, because not only do we want to work with winners, but if you have a solution to the problem I have, how dare you hide it under a bushel, hide it under a bushel, hide it under a bushel. How dare you? That means the genius you have within you. That means what you're doing, Trellis, you're hiding. How dare Malika Starr not celebrate and say, we published our 50th book in 2026. How do we publish our 50th book? Because we work with the most amazing entrepreneurs and help them tell your stories. Can we help you too? A little bit of confidence, a little bit of self-promotion, a little bit of marketing, a little bit of letting people know that you have a solution for the problems that we have. Same thing for you, Julie. Same thing. Hey, Dr. EP, good to see you here. So this is not arrogance. This is the power, everybody, of the power of self-promotion. And you're not self-promoting yourself per se because you think you're better than everyone else. No, you're promoting yourself because you have value to offer. This is why. And self-promotion is the poor man's self-promotion. Maybe you don't have the money to buy a Facebook ad. Maybe you don't have the money to buy an ad in Times Square, as more and more influencers are doing. Maybe you don't even want to speak on the BWC stage, maybe, but you surely can self-promote yourself. You can go to spin up X, spin up Facebook, spin up LinkedIn, spin up Instagram, and do a little post saying, hey, I'm happy to announce, or join me in congratulations for doing this. Here's how I did this, and here's why it may matter to you. That's a nice little nugget right there. It was confident, you promoted, you shared with me, slid into me, right? Why you can help me. This is the power of this. So a few key points I'll make here. One, self-promotion is not arrogance. It is communication. Don't get it twisted. It's communication. In fact, I have a whole Canva, template for when I speak. I put the city in the image background. I put Ramon Ray, a nice professional shot on there. And I put a headline, Ramon in Paris, Ramon in Atlanta. You can do that kind of thing. That's not self-promotion. It's communication. Telling my community, I'm here. I'm a winner. You can work with me. Reminding them of what I do. So that's number one. Number two, Great work oftentimes does not get automatically noticed. I try to do my best to keep track, and not keep track really, but see what our hosts are doing, see who's doing what and what they're doing, and we celebrate each other and cheer each other on. Hey, what Renee's doing, what Derek is doing, what Paula's doing, what others are doing here, what Michael's doing, our listening audience. This is great. This is how it should be. But oftentimes somebody may not notice what you did. You know what you did. Tell us. We spend so much time saying, it's my birthday. And we got people unmicing like a bunch of sick cats under a barn that's leaking with a rusty roof, sounding so horrible. The BWC choir, one of the worst choirs in the world, sounds absolutely horrific. It should be banned. The FCC should take away all your licenses. It's horrible and horrific, and everybody loves it, including me, kind of, ish, some days. So it's good to say it's my birthday, but it's also good to say I published a book. I was featured here. I did this. I did that. I was on TV. And you should learn, actually, these self-promotion mechanisms. I was on TV on Monday. I think it was Monday. I clipped the clip and put it on Facebook and LinkedIn. By the way, these are things we talk about, things we can do, things we can share. Anybody who wants to work with me, just check out RamonOfficeHours.com, RamonOfficeHours.com. Look me up. It may be for you. It may not be for you. But if you kind of want a community, get together on a regular basis, push you forward, something to look forward to in the middle of the week, check out what we're doing, RamonOfficeHours.com, RamonOfficeHours.com. We talk about these kind of things. I love it, love it, love it. I see that the Ramon Rundown with Ramon chat is pumping. Alexander Nicole saying, let's go. Greg Becker says this, when self-promoting, be sure to acknowledge others. That's exactly right, Greg Becker. Acknowledge others. I try my best to do that. I'm glad you share that because you're right. When I talk about Genius Talks Mastermind, oftentimes the breath I share, and I don't have to, the breath I share is Chris Cushing, member of my team. I think any leader does that. Scott Simons does that very well. Yes, he owns the company. He's the one who put his risk, his capital into Simons Enterprises, but right behind that, he acknowledges the team. Scott's not a solo band. He just hired his wife, hired his daughter. Well, how beautiful it is. Same with me. Yes, I'll own. I vision Genius Talks Mastermind. I'm the one hosting it. I'm there. Kind of that Tyler Perry or Kevin Hart of whatever it is. That's my vision, right? But man, right there next to me is Chris Cushing, who's producing this, executing it, thinking what's happening ahead, getting the operational stuff done. Genius Talks Mastermind wouldn't happen like this if Chris Cushing wouldn't do it. Side point. Acknowledge her again. Y'all looking for an amazing operations manager, not Ramon, I want a VA. I need the cheapest. Oh my God, it's $2. Can I get half off? We ain't about that, people. But if you're like, yeah, Ramon, I got a machine, I'm running, I'm overwhelmed, and I want somebody who can help me grow that, at least schedule a call with Chris Cushing. Just schedule a call with her. You can see her on BWC Daily. Look up Chris, C-H-R-I-S, Cushing, or see her on this app right here. Have a call. See what it is. If you steal her away from me, though, I'll find you and I'll hunt you down, and your life will change. All right, everybody. My name is Ramon Ray. Let's go back to some of these points and some of these tips. Promote the value, not yourself. That's another way you can do it with self-promotion, promoting the value that you're providing as you're doing that in there. There's ways to do that. Maybe instead of constantly saying, look at me, look at me, look at me, look at me, boom, 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 boom. Maybe instead you're saying, here's what I learned. Here's how I did this. Here's why it works. Don't you see me doing that in Genius Talks to a degree? I promote Genius Talks Mastermind. You should look at geniustalksmastermind.com. You should look at attending the next one. You should look at possibly hosting it. If you want to host it, let me know. Yeah, I'm promoting it that way. But don't I share in each one how it works, what we're learning, the systemization, the process, the machine that's being built? Don't I do that? Maybe there's a day when we're having Genius Talks all over the world happening simultaneously. I don't know. But that's how you self-promote. Also, you share the proof of it, not the hype. Share the proof that's happening, not the hype. When I think of what we're building here, what Glenn Lundy started, what we're building here on Breakfast with Champions. Yes, we can talk about over 200,000 people in the Clubhouse membership, even though many are not active. But that number is what it is. When I can share that we can see the stats, about 1,000 to 4,000 people per day. Friday has about 4,000 people who come into the room. That's a stat. That's the proof. Or rather, that's the stat. But also we can share of the lives transformed. We can share people like T.M. Hyman say, I was in my bed, didn't want to get up, and I heard a voice. Glenn Lundy saying, get up, get up, get up. Many of us have been transformed. That's why I'm here. I'm not a person who can waste my time. But this room is useful for me. I look forward to hearing Maria's segments of what she's doing in her business. I look forward to hearing TM segments and all the segments here. All of our hosts have various food for various people. That's why I say feed the people. This is the proof, not the hype of BWC. It's the proof. It changes lives. We change lives here. I'll share a few more points and I'll pause and get your input from the BWC live audience. I love it. I love it. I love it. Number 6, humility does not mean hiding. This is what I want you all to understand. This is important to understand. We all should be humble. And I hope I model humbleness and humility every day. I hope all of you do. I hope Linnell does. I hope Marla does. I hope Tanya does. I hope Lawanda does. I hope Christina does. I hope Brian does. Hey, Brian, good morning. Good to see you here. I hope Sir does. I hope Doris does. Hey, Doris, good to see you on BWC. I hope we all have a degree of humility. Humility is a lost art. Humility is important. But to be clear, humility doesn't mean you have to hide. This is important. This is important, especially if you're a leader and your job is to lead something, your job is to do something. You better stand up, put your chest out, and lead us. Because in the absence of leadership is chaos and confusion, and that can happen. One of my most famous movies, I think it's called U-571, I think it's U-571, about U-boats and German U-boats in World War II and the conflict in the water and how the U.S. Navy was going for a German Enigma machine, the cryptography machine back in the day. And they had to find this thing so they could defeat the Germans. And it talked about the CXO, kind of the second in command, forgive me for the terms, but the second in command told the captain in private. The captain told his team, I don't know. The fear gripped him. And the second in command pulled him aside, punched him kind of in the chest, emotionally said, dude, even if it's the wrong decision, you better lead. You better tell us what to do because we are waiting for your orders, or move the heck out the way and we'll get somebody else. Somebody's got to lead. Somebody's got to do the drumbeat of the ship. And each one of you need to do this and should do this in your own businesses. Bella does this. Maria does this. Ashley does this. We're all struggling through this. Denny does this. Tina has to do this. We all need to do this. Brian has to do this in our own way. So this is important. Another 7, we got a few more points, and I'll open the floor to the live audience here. I hope this is useful for you all. Do not wait for others to discover you. This is one of my key points. I've said this over and over again in my keynotes. Stop waiting for somebody else to anoint you when it's time to anoint yourself. I want you to take this to the bank. Stop waiting for others to discover you. Stop waiting for the right time when it's time to anoint yourself. I'll give my own example of this. And I live this every single day. Do I want my own national show on CNN, on Fox Business, on Yahoo Finance? I want it. I want it in some way. I want to make a bigger impact, looking at them like, man, can't they discover me? Can't Charlemagne de God see me on iHeartRadio and see me? But there's 2 paths to this, understand. Ramon Ray is still here producing the Rundown with Ramon for the live audience of BWC. Ramon Ray is still producing the Rundown with Ramon at his own channels on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on YouTube, on X, and transforming lives every single day. And I don't take that lightly. And it's growing. I have sponsors. It's growing. So that's number 1. I'm still moving. I've made my own table. I'm anointing myself as I'm still looking at other opportunities, as I'm still growing. As I'm still doing. And having said that, as one of our BWC hosts many, many years ago said, her book, Ask for More, is so amazing. Look that up. Ask for More. Sometimes a no keeps us from a bad yes. So maybe what's in for me, maybe I'll never get the deal for these big companies. But just maybe the Rundown with Ramon in its current form, Breakfast with Champion in its current form, Genius Talks Mastermind in its current form, meaning current form and growing, maybe that's the path for Ramon, and maybe that's just going to be enough. Not how it is today with a few hundred people listening, no. But imagine in 2-3 years where it's impacting thousands and thousands and hundreds of thousands of live audience. Imagine that. And imagine that we're building it, and imagine Maria Lynn looks up and blinks. She's like, whoa, I got 3,000 people live listening to me. Imagine Pastor Jeff is like, wow, I just left the InvestFest stage talking about that word with the A he talks about. Afronesia, amnesia, something like that. What's that word, Pastor Jeff? Something. I'm sorry. I keep forgetting the word he says, which means you can't do colors or something like that. Y'all know what I mean. Give me grace. Maybe, just maybe. So that's important to keep in mind. So don't wait for others to discover you. Stop waiting for others. Keep moving forward. Keep anointing yourself and stop just waiting for others. Bella says, yes, Ramon, so true. Appreciate that, Bella, on the Facebook side. Moving forward here, a few more key points. I'm going to turn it over to you all. Make it easy for people to refer you. Can I? That's another pet peeve of mine. When you ask Ramon or you ask Patty, you ask Linnell, you ask Marie, you ask Chris, hey, could you tell us about me? Could you promote this? Here's a little hack for you. Send it to me by my preferred method of communication, email, text, whatever it is, and write it in the third person. Linnell shouldn't send me, hey, Ramon, I'm doing this amazing thing to transform lives. Here's the link. What? What the heck am I going to do with that? I got to go to the link. I got to think. I got to type it up. I got to send it. No thanks. Even if I like Linnell a lot, not going to happen. Ramona sends me, here's the link. Here's my IG. Here's the flyer. Share it. What the heck? The flyer's got 4 million words on it. It's way too wordy. Got all kind of, no, not going to happen. Here's, however, what Leslie should send to me. What Leslie, follow me here, everybody, is a hack, should send to Ramon is this. Leslie's a friend of mine who does amazing transformational work. She's having an event that you all must attend. I've gotten to know Leslie for a while, and I know you'll love Leslie too. The link to sign up is here. Boom, 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 boom. Check it out and let me know when you do. Do you see the difference? That's what Leslie should send to me instead of this crap of nonsense that most people send. Here's the link, promote. Why do I have to do that much work? Or you're putting it in the first person and you want me to post on my Facebook, I'm amazing. I'm the top female writer for, I ain't the top female writer. Why do I have to think that hard? This is what I do, and you're wondering why I get people to promote my stuff? Because I make it easy. They just copy and paste. But we don't think that way. We go the lazy route. Here's my link tree. Figure it out. Promote me. I got to go to your link tree. I got to scan through 27 different links. Pick the one that's right. I don't think so. Big no. Not gonna happen. Listen, we don't got that much time. We're talking about all things the art of self-promotion without being a jerk. Let me turn it to our live studio audience. Hold on one second here. Let me see who's in here. Thank you so much. Dr. Jeannie's in the house. Dr. Jeannie, love you so much. Dr. Jeannie says, yes, stop waiting. See, Greg, now what, Greg? See, I don't like this, Greg. This is not cool. Linnell, you must have paid Greg or something. Linnell's got her own little army of people here. This ain't funny now, y'all. Greg Baker saying, do it for Linnell. She's my friend. Greg, I got you, Greg. Maybe I'll do it for Linnell because she's your friend, Greg. No, I'm not. My name is Ramon Ray, everybody. This is the Rundown with the Ramon Show. Anybody want to unmic? Anything I said was helpful? You got a follow-up question?
I'm jumping in there.
Patty, let's go.
I'm cracking up because I'm cracking up at myself because you know what I'm going to share reminds me of this when I see clips of when Michael Jackson was about 12 or give or take, and he was on Diana Ross's show, and she gave him the mic. Or he kind of got it and he ran with it, and she was like, excuse me, can I have the mic back? Well, that's how I feel when I get an opportunity. And some people shame that word opportunist. Yes, I am that person. I will totally be all over an opportunity, just like you said. I see the red whatever. Yes, I'm
the red
going
live
there.
light. The live.
Yes, I'm going there. I'm going there and I'll wait there. So I am that person, absolutely 100%. In fact, if you ever connected with me on LinkedIn, that's my spiel. This is a place where opportunities, are paramount to growth. That's what I say. It's in my language, right? So it reminds me, Ramon, if you remember, because it's only been a few of them at New York City's, I stand up and I probably won't do that anymore because I realized I shifted the room where everybody was like, oh my God, both times.
Patty, you be you. Now there's decorum and things we can do better, but on the stand-up part, Patty, if that's your brand and that's how you do it and it's in decorum, it's a proper place and most places are proper, you stand up, Patty, if that's you. Shift the energy. Let's stop this nonsense, Patty, unless it's disorderly, unless it's not right, unless it's, talking too loud, talking too much, which you and I'm cognizant of that. Let me be brief and be sound bites. That's good to learn. But Patty, shifting the energy, you be you. Because if Patty from New York shifts the energy. Other than that, you'd be Patty from some other place. Continue, Patty. Mike is yours.
No, well, you made the point. So I also, I'm a work in progress. I talk to myself like Bella suggests, right? Patty, what are you saying to yourself? And I also practice that exactly. Like, okay, because I'm quick. I know I'm like, maybe I was a football player in my past life. Like, I know how to intercept, man. I do. I really do. And sometimes I'll knock you down, and sometimes I'll get a penalty and all that nonsense. So, I do practice that. And when I say a lot, I say, let me give a chance for other people because I'm good for it. But back to you, Ramon. This is a great segment.
Well, thank you so much, Patty. Thanks for being a part of the BW community and being part of our operational back end. Thank you for you and Trish and Christina and Chris and so many others, PJ and others who are a part of that, Debbie and others who are part of that. Who wants to go next? Say your name and unmic, and we got about 7 minutes.
Hey, Ramon, this is Chris.
Hey, Chris. What's up, Chris? Good to hear your voice. Chris Cushing,
Hey,
operational manager
hey.
extraordinaire, mind of a ninja. The mic is yours.
Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
So, one thing that I think is really important is people giving themselves permission
Mm,
to promote themselves. Because I think that's what stops a lot of people. A lot of people are like, oh, my client did this, or I'm doing that, but, I don't want people to think that I'm being conceited
mhm.
or, boastful, etc. So I think the first step is give yourself permission. You're in business, so promote your business, promote yourself, promote your clients. And every time you promote your clients on social media, please make sure that you tag them because then what you're doing is you're extending your reach. You're reaching out to your clients' people so they not only see your client, but they also see you because more than likely your client has potential clients for you.
And Chris, I love that. There's nothing more better, Chris. Especially, there's everybody has different roles, but let's say a role of you and I, Chris, right? Anybody who's in that kind of role, well, Chris is operational, quote unquote, behind the scenes. Ramon's kind of the front man, right? In this case, but there's nothing better because Ramon will promote what Ramon's doing all day long, and of course, say, hey, thanks to you to Chris. But there's nothing better than Chris also. Hey, another Genius Talks Mastermind was done. We transformed lives. I was so happy to be part of the team that made this possible. Here's 3 things I did or 3 things we did that made it work. Done. She's promoted the event. She's added the good flex, the good self-promotion, and said, hey, feel free to add at the end, right? Because Chris is a free agent. If I can help you do amazing events like I did like this. So, Chris, stay with me. Is that kind of, I think I even see event producers doing this. Nobody would know who the event producer is. The biggest the Emmys and all these kind of things. Nobody would know. But if you follow them, they'll say, oh, 75th Grammy Awards, Emmy Awards, whatever. We were so happy. You see the drapes at the top? Our company provided those drapes. And guess what? Something went wrong, but here's how we fixed it, blah, 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 blah. They're now part of the conversation too. And to your point, they tagged the Emmy or the front man, the Simon Cowell, whoever it is. Simon Cowell's been like, oh, yeah, this company was great. Talk to me, Chris, if that makes sense from picking up what you put down.
Yeah, you picked it up and ran with it. Absolutely. Um, and I will be doing my post later.
I love it.
But yeah, that's it. That's exactly it. You actually just reminded me that I need to do that for another one of my clients.
Absolutely.
I got him booked to do graphic recording in the Cayman Islands and in Guam. So
Ooh.
yeah, so those are 2 things that I need to definitely promote.
Yeah.
So thank you.
No, you're right, Chris, and I love that. That's a great example. And I think all of us, Maria, right? Yes, I'm a great real estate agent, but nothing better. Also, I think Justin Conoco does this in Canada of saying, "Hey, see this $1 billion home? Guess what? We just sold it. Here's how." So we got a few minutes. Anybody else want on mic say your name before we get ready to close out? Run down
Good
with Ramon
morning.
Show.
This is Trellis
Hey,
again.
Trellis, mic is yours. Let's go.
What resonated with me is when you said 2 things: giving and acknowledging those and giving them the flowers
Mm,
that for their greatness that is helping to make you great. Every
yes.
platform that I speak on, before I even speak, I have partnered with great people like Ramona and other great people that if it wasn't for their vision, it wouldn't help me fulfill my vision. And so I begin with that and I end with that. Because of them, there's no I in team. Because of them, I'm able to make my voice heard so that when I'm in the camera, millions see that. I'm giving that person the flowers for their tenacity and their vision and their insight. And also, humility does not mean shrinking to make others feel comfortable.
Mm.
Humility means that without God giving me these opportunities, Him creating me, and because of who He is, I am. That is what humility means, and that I carry with that the divine authority, dominion, and power and giftings and anointing that He has given me. That's what it means. And I'll
Mm.
yield.
Trellis, I love it. I love it. I love it. Anybody else? Say your name on mic and let's go. We continue the conversation. We get ready to turn over, I think, to Stars Tina. Let me look on the calendar. I think that's right. Let me see calendar. See, I'm going to bwcdaily.com. I'm clicking on the calendar tab. I'm scrolling down. I'm clicking on the little hamburger icon there that has the list of you. I can see Ramon Ray's live, 7 to 8. And I see Star Tina. Oh, what a nice graphic. Come on. This looks like a professional. Star Tina, what are you doing? Elevate your health. She got that red blazer on. Come on now, people. Who else wants to join me? I got distracted. All right. Who else wants to join me to run down with Ramon Joe? One or two more shares.
Hey, Ramon, this is Tina Eliana. We met
Tina,
in
what's going on?
Atlanta. Oh,
Yes, Tina, you were at the
fantastic.
table right on the against the wall opposite the door. Tina, good to hear your
I
voice. Talk to the people.
was. Yes. Well, I think about, if Jesus and his disciples were in our current world,
Mm.
right? And the disciples go to him and said, "Hey, there's this social media app that we could say, come listen to the good news of Christ." And he's like, "Nah, we'll just keep telling people word of mouth."
Mm.
He gives us our gifts and our brands. That is we have to be good stewards of that. Be good stewards of the gifts that you are given and get the message out there. If it wasn't for social media, my life would not be as significant as it is today. I would not be able to use the brand that I have today because it led me through the marketing to all of the different circles and networks that I need to then hone in the gifts that God gave me for the brand that he wants me to have in the world.
I love this. And listen, do me a favor. Let me know. Tell us where to find you, who you are. I mean, you're here a lot, Tina, but not a lot, but you're fresh voice ish compared to some of us. So just tell us, give us your name again and what you do, who you serve, who you want to be connected to, and just give us your full name. I'm sure we can search you on LinkedIn or otherwise. Talk to me.
I am on LinkedIn. I'm Tina Eliana, Eliana. TinaPresents.com is my website. And my platform is intentional leadership as a mindset in our homes, communities, religious organizations, and our careers. And what does that mean to be a good steward of our leadership?
I love that, Tina. Y'all check out TinaPresents.com. My name is Ramon Ray. This has been an episode of the Rundown with Ramon show. I'm going to click the end stream button here. If you're hearing the sound of my voice again, thanks for being here. Check me out at Ramon Office Hours if you want to work with me. RamonOfficeHours.com, my coaching and mastermind, part of what I do. And join us live at live events we're having across the country. Maybe we'll integrate them in some way to BWC, GeniusTalksMastermind.com, GeniusTalksMastermind.com.